You know, Bobby Dirkens here. Thanks so much for joining me for my reaction to Clemson's outrageously dominant win over Louisville, 45-10. Yes, 45-10. Thanks so much for joining me. I know I'm late. Listen, I went to a family member's birthday party. Family comes first. And I got to watch the game on my phone while I was there. May there to all of you. This is a live stream for everybody who's watching this later. Got Clemson Carson on here, Sean D. Got a bunch of people showing up, Lord, like they got a disease and I got the vaccination. Coming in here, it's going to see it's been good. It's been good. Notre Dame Mike One's in here. Will Jones in here. CU Tiger Girls 95's in here. Ashley Snell, I'm a man, by the way. He's in here. Ready, Set, Chase. He's in here. May there to you. Jesse, Stacy. Brett Legg, Clay Geiger. Sound like I'm reading out of a phone book. I got the old scratchy voice right now. I'm having to drink me something nice and warm to hopefully chill out. Mr. Brown's in here. Hey, let's talk about the game. Clemson wins. Clemson wins 45-10. Let's go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. May there Ron Cribb and Lou Patton. Elephant in the room is this. Trevor Lawrence throws 2 interceptions in the first half. Could have scored more. Could have had 2 more touchdowns. Both of them was down in the red zone. And I had people I was watching the game with going, we got to pull him. We got to pull him. He's got to go. We got to pull him right now. Maybe pulling him will be good. Listen to me. I said, I agree if he was just stinking things up. Don't pull him. I'd rather have a Trevor Lawrence at 50% than I would have any other quarterback in the country. I mean that. I've said that 100 times. Some of y'all just think I'm sitting here maybe, I don't know, maybe I've been riding around in my car today. Been riding around in my car today, and the windows was rolled up, and there's a little exhaust leak. And maybe it got to me. I did used to have a car like that I'd ride around in, and when I started feeling kind of, semi-stupid, I rolled the windows down. It was a good get-around car, what I was going to do. But I'm right. Real quick, Will Jones, good Lord, Will Jones just bought me $10 worth of ice-cold beer. Ice-cold deliciousness from the hands of a brewmaster, probably with a beard that I wouldn't even want to say how big it is. Will, thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. Let me see what your message was. Will had a message to get you a 6-pack for the Clemson W and the Gamecock Ale. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Will Jones. I really do. Y'all stick around here. I actually got something I want to ask everybody who views Bobby Dirkens videos. I want your opinion. I'm actually asking for it. And yes, this is my real voice. That ain't going to be one of the questions. All right? All right. Thank you, Will Jones. I see a bunch in here. Mr. You Mad Bro, he's in here. One of my first followers. Thank you so much. SEC Football Team, Mr. Brown's in here. Okay. I'll get right back to this thing. Lou Patton, you know this is my real voice. This is the voice the Lord gave me. This is how Bobby Dirkens talks. Shoo. Somebody said, CU Tiger Girl said, thank you for getting on. I needed something to distract me from the 100th overtime of the North Carolina Virginia Tech game. I got it on right here. All right, I'm going to jump right into this. I know if anybody else watches this later on, they're like, get to the point. Trevor Lawrence is reminds me so much of Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson's full season, he won the national championship. That was his last season at Clemson. He was a junior. Now, I think a lot of us sitting here would like to go on and say, well, that's different. It is not different. Because I remember just a few years ago when Watson was a quarterback, we were all going, who is he throwing to half the time? What's going on with him? I don't get it. What is Watson doing? And don't act like you didn't, because I did, and most of us did. It's the truth. He did it. He threw a lot of interceptions the year we won the national championship. A lot of people credit that to why he did not win the Heisman Trophy. And we're not talking about 10 years ago. We're talking 3. Okay? But we need to chill out on Trevor Lawrence, and we won the game by 35 points today. What were we, a 27-point favorite? Irish Panther says, I'm still pissed about the first half. They should have run the ball more. I do agree with that. I don't, and I will tell you right now, I don't know what's going on with ETN. Nothing that I have seen. I checked right before I got on here. Maybe I overlooked something. Maybe I got the foggy eye or something. I did not see any update on Travis Etienne. I do know he come out of the game 192 yards. Let's talk about stats real quick. I wrote these down real quick. Lawrence, we'll just go from the top with Clemson. Really focus on them, okay? Lawrence, 20 of 29, 233 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. All right? Okay? ETN, 14 carries, 192 yards. He come out of the game. He would have crossed 200 yards, 1 touchdown. Mari Rogers, 3 receiving touchdowns. How about that amazing touchdown catch in the back of the end zone right before the half? The throw, the everything. Everything. That pass to Justin Ross right before it. That was a man's play. That was a man throwing it. That was a man catching it. Don't you ever, if there's anybody, and I'm going to get to this about the talking heads and what's going on. I had to just put it on, sorry, I just had to decline it. Louisville, 263 yards. Louisville had 263 total yards. Big news for them is Javian Hawkins rushed 26 times, 129 yards for Louisville. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump into what I was going to say about the talking heads. If you're a Clemson fan, this time of year, every year, listen to me, they always fire up how easy Clemson's schedule is, how we play nobody. That's really the first one. And how great all these other teams are, like Wisconsin, who lost today to Illinois. I mean, if you're a Clemson fan and you're logical, this is just another year for you. And Sean D says it, and I agree with it. It's the playoffs that matter. My buddy Pigskin Pete, go subscribe to his channel. He said it the other day. Go ahead and drop us out of the top 25. It does not matter. The first weekend in December, that's the poll that matters. That's the final playoff poll. After all the championships have been played, that next day, that Sunday, is when it comes. Is when it comes out. All right. That's all we need to be worried about. But I would tell you this, the talking heads, the people who's supposed to be professionals, okay, I get it if you're doing some satire. I get it if you're if you're just trying to stir the pot and everything. But if you call yourself, listen to me, an expert, or you're trying to be taken seriously as a reporter, and you get on here and you talk about how unimpressive Clemson is. You talk about that, listen to me, you talk about it doesn't matter what they did just 8 months ago. You act like Clemson beat Alabama 44-16 with a totally different team. Not even one of them's around. And that happened 3 years ago. Not 9 months ago. With the majority of the same players that we have. It's ridiculous, it's stupid, and quite honestly, I'm absolutely loving it. Because when Wisconsin goes out and loses, when Wisconsin loses to Illinois, and when Georgia last week loses South Carolina, a bad South Carolina team, by the way, a bad one. South Carolina is not a good football team. They pulled an upset last week. They hung with Florida today, and then Florida ended up going ahead and doing what they did, and they beat them. The truth is, South Carolina, the truth is they don't know what they're doing. Kevin Blackman's on here. Got a bunch of you on here. I want to catch up with my comments in here. I also want to catch up with some super chats. Lou Patton said, "Gig 'em, Aggies, beat Ole Piss." I like that. Thank you for the $2 worth of delicious ice cold beer, Lou. I appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all go check him out. Golly, bleacherrats.net, I believe that is. Go check him out. Great writer. Does some great stuff. Great supporter of the Bobby Dirkens Show. Lou, and then we got Nice Guy TV. Yes, one bought me $2 worth of beer. It said yes, one, and ACC Coastal was bipolar. You're right. Right now I got this game going on over here, and the new rule is that at the beginning of the 5th overtime, instead of people doing drives, guess what they have to do? Have to go for 2-point conversions. It's to try to limit the play of the game. So North Carolina and Virginia Tech has stopped each other. Now they're doing another one. Yeah, they got stopped. I think he got his spleen knocked out of him. So, bunch of y'all, it's good to see y'all. To see Tiger Nation, my buddy, we were at the game last week together. I'm going to close this sucker down. As sure as ugly people look better in the dark, Clemson is going to win the national championship. I am so sick and tired of everybody thinking that we even care. I'm more angry at how stupid people are acting about this in the major media. I like Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow said one of the dumbest things I've heard him ever say. You know, it's really, I really don't get how Clemson is even in the top 4 right now. Well, Tim, I really don't care what you think about Virginia Tech just beat them. Real quick, sorry there. I like Tim Tebow, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I think that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard him say in my entire life. The season, who cares where you're ranked right now? Why are we fighting over who was ranked in what, week 8? It does not make sense. It does not make sense. 3 weeks ago, Georgia was a fight. Somebody said Joel Clapp put us at 7. The only thing I hand Clapp is that when we won the national championship a couple of years ago, he was one of the very few who said that he really believed that we would win it. Since then, I don't know what happened to Joel, if that blonde dye in his hair has went to his brain, but he's been off. Clapp is, I don't know what the deal is. I really don't know what the deal is with Clapp, but hey, that's fine. You know, go. All the talking heads can sit here and make Clemson fun of Clemson as much as they are. That's why we were beating Alabama by 4 touchdowns. When we were beating Alabama by touchdowns, they were all changing into their brown pants because they were crapping them, and the brown pants would hide the doo-doo stains because they're all looking at each other going, you know, people ain't gonna take us serious after tonight. That's why they went quiet. They were as quiet as a church mouse in the off season. And the start closer we got to the season, they thought that we would forget about what had just happened months earlier, and they'd start spewing out how teams like Michigan is good. You dummies! Teams like Florida is a top 15 team, top 10 team. Oh, Auburn, boy, I got that new quarterback. And he's got a great backstory. And he was there when Cam Newton won national championship. And his daddy was quarterback. I'm telling you, man, this guy right here's got so much energy, and we got so much stories and stuff, film we can run about him. My God, he gave us something. We can fill up the next 14 college game days every morning. And then Auburn goes out and absolutely gets their balls ripped off. And the stories are gone. You don't hear people talking about Auburn that much now. You don't. Why? It's over. Georgia, listen, Georgia goes and beats Notre Dame in Athens. And by the way, Notre Dame could have won that game. Blew it themselves. Georgia is definitely showing that they are a front runner, the college football playoff and possibly the national championship. And then South Carolina happens in Athens. Well, your team pretty much healthy. And I'd even said it before. I felt like they were a top 10 team. Some people even says I'm still being too gracious there. But before the loss, not after the loss. It's easy to say stuff after a loss. But before the loss, I was the one who called it. And I said I did not believe that they were a front runner for the national championship. And everybody told me how stupid, buck-toothed, cousin-kissing I was. Maybe I did kiss my cousin, and maybe she's my third cousin, and the Bible says that's okay. But I was still right about Georgia. And they lost. And they're licking their wounds. I'm going to close this down, but this is one question I want to throw out there. I want you to leave the comments in the video. I've been having a lot of people who's been, like on this video, who has been Snapchatting me, super chatting me, and has been nice enough to buy Bobby Dirkens a beer. There's been a lot of videos, a lot of people has here's $2, here's $3, here's $10, here's $15, here's $1. I appreciate it. I appreciate every bit of it. I do want to tell you something. I have been thinking about going to another site. Somebody sent me a message. This is like the 5th time somebody has sent me a message saying, hey, listen, we want to support the show, but when you're not watching a live stream, you can't give to the show. So I want to know if there's anybody out there who feels the sentiment. If you feel the sentiment, you want to give to the show, but you would rather do it on maybe like Patreon, maybe something like that. Listen to me. Ole Bobby here, I have been very, very slow to do this. In fact, I didn't turn Super Chat on until somebody asked me, why won't you turn on Super Chat? Here's the reason why. Though I appreciate every dollar you give to me, I really do appreciate it. And even though it does buy me some beer, I'm really focusing on trying to get me a little studio set up to where, you know, I can compete with the big dogs. Two things I want to be very forward with you. YouTube takes 30% of it. So if you give $1, they take 30 cents. You give 10, they take $3. Also, trying to get you money from YouTube is like trying to hunt down your brother-in-law who borrows money from you. It's time to pay it back, and you can't find him. Now, when he needs money, oh, Lord, he's there, and he's crying, maybe even toting the Bible to make you think he's changed or something. But when it's time to get your money from YouTube, you have to wait a long time. So, for me, if nice people like you are giving money to me, old country boy with a Bud Light hat and watching football and just enjoying talking to y'all, and y'all are kind enough to give me money, I think every red cent of it should come to me. I'm just being honest with you. You don't need to give. YouTube's got enough money. And then the next thing is, there's a lot of people who's asking me, would you set up something? So y'all leave in the comments below what you would feel comfortable with, because at the end of the day, it's really what you prefer. So I know I always feel kind of icky talking about that. I always feel kind of weird talking about money and stuff. Because I don't want to be like some of these televangelists who's buying jets and stuff. But I just, you know, if you want to give to the show, I appreciate it. I really do. Just let me know how you'd like to give. Patreon's good with you. If there's another way to give. I would also like to ask you this. Would you like for me to try to create a Bobby Dirkens TV show? If you would, tell me yes. If you tell me what type of content. Remember, I'm going to keep it clean. I'm a family man. I love Jesus. Have you ever had a sandal thrown at you by Jesus? I have. And it hurts. I'm not going to do anything that will make him pissed off. G. Grace, Bama boy, just gave me. See you in the CFP college football playoff. And he gave me $5. Said, see you in the Natty. He's an Alabama fan. See, I got everybody on here. I got Alabama fans. I got Washington fans. I got Tennessee fans. I got fans from, Lord, I got fans in Yugoslavia. I got fans in the Philippines. And I appreciate it. I got viewers. I ain't got fans. Who am I? I'm nobody. I got viewers, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that $5. I appreciate all the money anybody gives me here. But y'all let me know. Y'all put it down here. Bo Weevil says you are the best. Bo Weevil, I don't know if somebody is paying you money to say good things about me, but I hope I keep feeding it to you because I'll take it. Listen, I'm going to let you go. I'm thinking about streaming and commentating some games. So I'm going to hop back on here. I might put some breaking news. I don't know how I might do this. But I'm going to do that. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. It lets you know when everybody's on here. Listen to me. I appreciate every one of you who's watching this video. I know it's a long video. Most people who's going to start watching this video will never ever finish it. And if you do, you go ahead and you put in the comments, yes, I did finish this video. I appreciate it. Definitely do that. Football season, I just love doing what we're doing. You take care of yourself. Tiger Nation's in here. Prince 6'1", my big buddy I was at the game with last week. Tiger Nation last week. Tiger Nate's at the Louisville game. Pigskin Pete, Lord help me, was at the game with us. Tonight, Alabama plays Tennessee. We know Tennessee is going to get absolutely annihilated. Still go check out Volunteer Roadshow. By the way, I write articles for a new site of his through Fan Pride. It's the new Clemson site, howardsrock.net. Yes, you can read some of my writings. I put it right up there between Shakespeare and the Apostle Paul and the Pope and Dr. Seuss. I'm right up there with them. I know what I'm talking about. You go check out too. All right. I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up. Lord knows, as sure as beavers chew wood, I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.